as we're going through this study, all right, you gotta take the go bring her to her mother. Is the way that we get to these things.
La manera que vamos a llegar a todas estas cosas.
We're watching a lot of things go on in the world.
Estamos viendo muchas cosas que están pasando en el mundo.
And all the years ago, when I first became a believer,
Y todos los años atrás, cuando me hice creyente,
I can never your ID tags are whacking the mic. Or move it. Clip it to your shirt there. Oh yeah, there you go.
Okay.
You know how these things in Revelation would occur.
¿Cómo estas cosas en Apocalipsis van a ocurrir?
But as we're looking at news events,
Pero como vemos eventos en las noticias,
one of the events we're looking at closely
uno de los eventos, los hechos que estamos viendo,
and how the plan of Satan has been,
y cómo el plan de Satanás,
and how the Lord has allowed us to be taken over by Satan because of our hearts.
podemos ver el plan de Satanás que tiene y cómo el Señor está dejando que Satanás tenga su forma de modo con nosotros, con el cuerpo del Mesías, por nuestro corazón.
We look at the Barna report from last week.
Podemos ver el reporte Barna.
Barna is a group,
Barna
Christian group,
es un grupo cristiano
that talks about the young adults
que habla sobre los adolescentes
walking away from the Christian church.
caminando o alejándose de la iglesia cristiana,
Because, you know, they're not being spiritually filled.
porque no están, no encuentran cumplimiento espiritual.
The church is not alive enough for them.
No, la iglesia no está viva para ellos.
And they're walking away from the church.
Y ellos están alejando de la iglesia.
Then we also have the other end of the spectrum
Y también tenemos el otro lado del espectro,
of those that are staying in the church
que aquellos que se están quedando en la iglesia
are staying at places that speak of replacement theology,
hablan sobre la teoría del reemplazo,
where the church has replaced Israel as God's chosen people.
donde la iglesia ha reemplazado a los judíos como el pueblo de Dios,
Which is a satanic thought process.
que es un pensamiento satánico.
Okay? Now I want you to keep that in mind
Ahora quiero que tomen esto en mente
as we go through the rest of this study.
como vamos a repasar el estudio de hoy día.
Because you see, how can these things happen?
¿Cómo es que estas cosas pueden pasar?
Well, when you follow satanic theology,
Bueno, cuando sigues enseñanzas de Satanás,
okay? So as we go through this, we're going to go on to slide number 2 now.
vamos a ver en la página, en sus pantallas,
Okay,
la
so
página 2.
if you're on slide number 2,
Si están en la página 2 en su pantalla,
you can see a link to the other studies. So if you want to download the whole study,
podemos ver que tengo los otros estudios.
going on to slide number 3,
Continuando con la próxima página,
Revelation chapter 10, part 2.
Apocalipsis capítulo 10, parte 2.
We're going to be going to verse 5, but let's read the first 5 verses.
Vamos al versículo 5, pero vamos a leer primero los primeros 5
Revelation
versículos.
10 verses 1 through 4, let's just read those.
Apocalipsis 10, del 1 al 5.
Revelation 10, chapter 10, verse 1 through 4. Next I saw another mighty angel coming down from heaven. He was dressed in a cloud with a rainbow over his head. His face was like the sun. His legs were columns of fire. And he had a little scroll lying open in his hand. He planted his foot on the sea and his left foot on the land. He shouted in a voice as loud as the roar of a lion. And when he shouted, 7 thunderclaps sounded with voices that spoke. When 7 thunders spoke, I was about to write, but I heard a voice from heaven say, seal up the things, the 7 thunders, do not write them down. Okay, so now we have that we read. Now let's go to our study this evening.
Ahora vamos a continuar con nuestro estudio de esta tarde.
We're on slide number 4.
Página 4.
We're going to read verses 5 through 7 now.
Versículos 5 al 7.
Then the angel I saw standing on the sea and on the land lifted his right hand toward heaven and swore by the one who lives forever and ever, who created heaven and what is in it, earth and what is in it, and the sea and what is in it, there will be no more delay. On the contrary, in the days of the sound from the 7th angel, when he sounds his shofar, the hidden plan of God will be brought to completion, the good news as he proclaimed it to his servants, the prophets. Okay, so here in verse 6,
aquí en el versículo 6,
we're talking about no more delay.
Hablamos de que ya no va a tardar más.
As I was saying in the preface of this study,
cuando dije en el comienzo de este estudio,
the Lord is getting fed up with us.
El Señor ya está harto con nosotros.
The problem is most people won't know to turn back.
El problema va a ser que la gente no va a saber cómo regresar.
And we will be the ones that are sought after to kill us.
Y nosotros vamos a ser los que van a perseguir para matarnos.
Because they will hate us for saying turn back to God.
Porque nos van a odiar por decir regresen a Dios.
And that's why it's so important to really read your Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
Y por eso es muy importante de leer su Biblia de Génesis a Apocalipsis.
Now we're gonna, because once these things begin,
porque cuando comiencen estas cosas,
they go to a certain point where there's a pause.
Llegan a un cierto punto donde va a haber una pausa.
For us to teshuva, turn back.
Para nosotros poder regresar.
But once that seal is broken or that shofar is sounded,
pero cuando ese sello es quebrado o suene ese shofar,
the whole earth will have to go through what has been written in Revelation.
La tierra va a tener que pasar sobre lo que se ha escrito en Apocalipsis.
All right. So there. Monica? Are you guys there? Okay.
She said she went to the link that you sent and she says the file is not there.
They were having that before I mean, has anybody else had a problem downloading? Did Ellen, did you download the file?
No, I had an error, so it said that I would have to contact you. Yes, I did.
Evelyn, could you put that link up on the screen, please?
No, I didn't get it. When I tried to get it, I had an error.
Okay, Evelyn's going to put it up on the screen for everybody.
How do I do that?
You copy and paste?
And I don't have her contact.
No, you just put it up in the screen where everybody's typing.
Okay.
Okay, so give her... Anyway, so here we're now going to focus on verse 7.
Nos vamos a enfocar en el versículo 7.
On the contrary, in the days of the sound from the 7th angel, when he sounds his shofar, the hidden plan of God will be brought to completion. The good news as he proclaimed it to his servants and prophets. So let's go on to slide number 5.
Así que vamos a continuar con página 5.
We're going to now turn to Daniel chapter 11,
Ahora vamos al libro de Daniel, capítulo 11, del
verse 40
versículo 40
through chapter 12, verse 4.
al capítulo 12, versículo 4.
Daniel chapter 11, verse 40. All right. Daniel chapter 11, verse 40 through chapter 12, verse 4.
Daniel 11, versículo 40 a capítulo 12, versículo 4.
When the time for the end comes, the king of the south will push at him, while the king of the north will attack him like a whirlwind with chariots, cavalry, and a large navy. He will invade countries, overrun them, and move on. He will also enter the land of glory, and many countries will come to grief, but these will be saved from his power, Edom, Moab, and the people of Ammon. He will reach out his hand to seize other countries too. The land of Egypt will not escape. He will control treasure of gold and silver, as well as everything else in Egypt of value. Put and Ethiopia will be subject to him. However, news from the east and north will frighten him, so that he moves out in great fury to ruin and completely do away with many. Finally, when he pitches the tents of his palace between the seas and the mountains of the holy glory, he will come to his end with no one to help him. When that time comes, Michael, the great prince who champions your people, will stand up, and there will be a time of distress unparalleled between the time they became a nation and that moment. And that time, your people will be delivered, everyone whose name is found written in the book. Many of those sleeping in the dust of the earth will awaken, some to everlasting life and some to everlasting shame and abhorrence. But those who can discern will shine like the brightness of heaven's dome, and those who turn many to righteousness like the stars forever and ever. But you, Daniel, keep these words secret and seal up the book until the time of the end. Many will rush here and there as knowledge increases. Evelyn, if you could, okay, we got the thing there. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I just saw it. Let's look at verse 4, chapter 12, verse 4.
Vamos a ver el capítulo 12, versículo 4.
It says, but you, Daniel, keep these words secret and seal up the book until the time of the end. Many will rush here and there as knowledge increases. Okay? So, when we saw in Revelation chapter 10, verse 7,
Cuando vimos en Apocalipsis, capítulo 10, versículo 7,
the hidden plan of God
los planes de Dios
will be brought to completion.
van a llegar a su cumplimiento,
This ties together with Daniel chapter 12, verse 4.
y esto conecta con Daniel 12, versículo 4.
The completion of God's plans.
El cumplimiento de los planes de Dios.
Now, in our world, we have the most expansive explosion of knowledge.
Ahora, en nuestro mundo tenemos una explosión de conocimiento.
With the internet, television, knowledge is just exploding.
Con el internet, la televisión, mucha información, hay mucho que aprender.
I mean, you could go on the internet right now and watch television programs from Ecuador.
Ahorita puedes ir al internet y puedes ver programación de Ecuador.
You
de
can watch
televisión.
the BBC, you can watch English television.
Puedes ver la televisión de Inglaterra, de la Gran Bretaña.
You could listen to radio stations from all around the globe.
Puedes oír a estaciones de radio sobre todo el mundo.
And no time in history has this ever been.
En ningún otro tiempo en la historia ha podido ser posible.
Look at Daniel chapter 11, verse 40.
Ahora vamos a ver Daniel 11, versículo 40.
When the time for the end comes, the king of the south will push at him, while the king of the north will attack him like a whirlwind with chariots, cavalry, and a large navy. He will invade countries, overrun them, and move on. It's interesting in today's news,
Es muy interesante que en las noticias de hoy
the Chinese Navy was coming very close to Japan.
la fuerza naval de China llegó muy cerca a Japón
And they've never had an aircraft carrier before, but there it was out there.
y nunca han tenido ese barco que acarrea aviones de guerra,
Oh, okay,
pero
so
ahí lo tenían.
you're seeing these parts of the puzzle come into play.
Así que podemos ver esas partes del rompecabezas que están se pueden ver.
But it also says, if you look at Daniel chapter 12, verse 1,
Pero también dice, si pueden ver el capítulo 12 de Daniel, versículo 1,
Daniel 12, verse 1, when the time comes, Michael, the great prince who champions your people, will stand up, and there will be a time of distress unparalleled between the time they became a nation and that moment. At that time, your people will be delivered, everyone whose name is found written in the book. Okay? So we're looking at a distress so much it has never happened before.
estamos viendo que hay mucha angustia sobre todo el mundo.
There was a lot of people killed in World War I and World War II.
Había mucha gente que pereció en la Primera Guerra Mundial, Segunda Guerra Mundial.
There was millions of people killed between the Aztecs and other nations.
Habían millones de gentes que perecieron también de los aztecas y muchas de esas regiones.
So here we're talking about the Jewish people
Aquí estamos hablando del pueblo judío,
because Michael champions the Jewish people,
porque Miguel es el príncipe, es el protector de Israel.
but he said there's going to be distress unparalleled.
Pero dice que hay mucha angustia que no se ha visto, que nunca se había visto.
That doesn't sound good.
Eso no se oye bien, no suena bien.
It's not going to be sitting here, oh, yeah, okay, things are not happy, but it's okay.
No va a ser como, ay, no es, hay cosas muy duras, pero está bien. No va a ser así.
It's happening right now in Israel nowadays.
Not like this.
No, it's kind of like, oh, it's happening right now. It's like progressing to the point of 12-1 right now. It's like progressing to that breaking point of it's going to happen to 12-1.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah, that's
And this is why we're studying, because we're studying the word because of that.
Ok, estamos estudiando la palabra por causa de eso.
Because you have the church, the evangelical church,
Tenemos-
going against Israel, the left church,
Tenemos la iglesia evangélica que está en contra de Israel,
thinking that Israel is bad and the Palestinians are good.
pensando que los israelíes son malos y los palestinos son buenos.
Anybody who's not smoking marijuana could see that one is good and one is bad, and it's good is Israel and the Palestinians are bad.
Uno que no está fumando cigarrillos puede ver que Israel es bueno y los palestinos no son buenos.
I mean, the Palestinians fire rockets into Israel every day.
Los palestinos tiran cohetes hacia Israel todos los días.
Any logical person of peace can see, well, who's good, who's bad.
Cualquiera que piensa esto lógicamente puede ver quién es el que está en el mal.
But when you take the essence of the scriptures out,
Pero cuando tomas la esencia de las escrituras fuera
and you think that you've replaced Israel as God's chosen people,
y tú piensas que has reemplazado a Israel como el pueblo escogido de Dios,
but God is only going to bless you and never curse you,
pero piensas que Dios siempre te va a bendecir y nunca te va a maldecir,
when young people are walking away from the church in droves,
cuando adolescentes están alejándose de la iglesia y de Dios en gran números,
then you come to Daniel chapter 12, verse 1.
entonces llegas a Daniel capítulo 12 versículo 1.
A time of distress unparalleled,
Un tiempo de angustia que nunca se ha visto,
because Yeshua has gone out to the whole world.
porque Yeshua ha llegado a todo el mundo.
And now what we read in Revelation
Y
10,
ahora lo que hemos leído en Apocalipsis 10,
verse 7,
versículo 7,
the hidden plan of God will come to completion.
el misterio de Dios llegará se consumará.
And as we've been studying about over the last, I guess, 5 or 6 weeks now,
Y lo que hemos estudiado por, me imagino, 5 o 6 semanas,
everything gets harder.
todo aumenta todo va a aumentar, todo problema va a aumentar.
As Revelation progresses,
Como el Apocalipsis progresa,
the difficulties get worse.
los problemas van a aumentar.
You know, how many people would like to be without toilet paper for forever?
¿Cuántos quieren estar sin papel higiénico por siempre?
No, it's a simple thing, people.
Ahora, esto es una cosa simple, ¿verdad?
You know, they're not going to be making toilet paper during when all hell is breaking loose.
No van a hacer papel higiénico cuando todo infierno se ha derramado
There's
por
not going
sobre
to
la
be
tierra.
no 18-wheeler bringing rolls of toilet paper to ShopRite or whatever
No va a
market
haber,
you go to.
no va a haber trailers trayendo cosas necesarias de todo el día.
And if this hell is hitting where it's unparalleled,
Y si este infierno está llegando a un punto nunca visto,
then people are going to be eating stuff that's going to make them be sick
la gente va a estar comiendo cosas que los va a enfermar
because they're not going to cook it well.
porque no lo van a cocinar bien.
Then things are going to be coming out of you.
Entonces cosas van a salir de ti, de tu cuerpo.
This is how angry God is going to get.
Así es la ira de Dios.
Let's go to slide number 6.
Vamos a la página 6.
Lisa's saying that's why you sew your own. Yes, get them big oak leaves. Revelation chapter 10, verse 8 through 11.
Apocalipsis versículo 8 al 11.
Next, the voice which I had heard from heaven spoke to me again and said, Go, take the scroll lying open in the hand of the angel standing on the sea and on the land. So I went over to the angel and asked him to give me the little scroll. He said to me, Take it and eat it. It will turn your stomach bitter, but in your mouth it will be as sweet as honey. I took the little scroll from the angel's hand and ate it, and in my mouth it was sweet as honey. But after I had swallowed it, my stomach turned bitter. Then I was told, You must prophesy again about many peoples, nations, languages, and kings. So let us focus on verse 9.
Vamos a ver más cercamente el versículo 9.
So I went over to the angel and asked him to give me the little scroll, and he said to me, Take it and eat it. It will turn your stomach bitter, but in your mouth it will be as sweet as honey. Okay? So we're going to go focus on eat it. Just eat it.
Vamos a enfocarnos en comer.
Go ahead. Go ahead. And then it will turn your stomach bitter.
Y también te amargará el vientre.
Lenice, could you mute, please? Thank you. Go on to verse 7, slide 7,
Continuando con la página 7.
and let's go read about this scroll in Ezekiel chapter 3.
Vamos a leer sobre ese rollo o librito en Ezequiel.
Ezekiel 3,
Ezequiel 3,
verse 1 through 9.
versículo 1 al 9.
See, that's why I was talking about the toilet paper, because if you eat that scroll, it turns your stomach sour.
Por eso estaba hablando del papel higiénico, porque si comen ese papel se va a amargar el vientre.
That's why in Torah it says to have a shovel
Por eso,
when you go out in the camp.
por eso en el Torah está escrito que tengan una pala para poder escarbar.
Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 1 through 9.
Ezequiel 3, versículo 1 al 9.
He said to me, Son of man, eat what you see in front of you. Eat this scroll. Then go and speak to the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he gave me the scroll to eat. And as he said, Son of man, eat the scroll I am giving you. Fill your insides with it. When I ate it, it tasted sweet as honey. Son of man, he said to me, go to the house of Israel and speak my words to them. For you are not being sent to a people with a difficult language and unintelligible speech, but to the house of Israel. Not to many peoples with difficult languages and unintelligible speech, whose words you can't understand when you hear them. Without a doubt, if I sent you to them, they would listen to you. But the house of Israel will not be willing to listen to you, because they aren't willing to listen to me, since all the house of Israel are obstinate and hard-hearted. However, I am making you as defiant and obstinate as they are. Yes, I am making your resoluteness harder than flint, as hard as a diamond, so don't be afraid of them or depressed by how they look at you, because they are a rebellious house. Now let's take this back to what we originally started the night with.
Ahora vamos a tomar estas escrituras aquí con lo que comenzamos,
Where the church has said they are Israel.
donde la iglesia ha dicho, nosotros somos Israel.
So where do we see the scroll?
Así que ¿dónde vemos este rollo?
In Revelation
En Apocalipsis,
chapter 10,
capítulo 10,
verse 9.
versículo 9.
But it's referencing Ezekiel 3.
Pero se está refiriendo a Ezequiel 3.
Now, if you're an unsaved Jew,
Ahora, si eres un judío sin salvación,
you ain't reading Revelation.
no estás leyendo Apocalipsis.
But if you're now Israel, because you're the Gentile who's replaced Israel,
Ahora, si tú eres Israel, como tú eres de la iglesia y has reemplazado a Israel,
now this is for you.
ahora esto es para ti,
Because you are obstinate and hard-hearted.
porque eres duro de corazón,
Because you want to do whatever you want to do.
porque quieres hacer lo que tú quieres hacer.
You only pray to God when you want something.
Tú solamente oras a Dios cuando necesitas algo.
So here, just move you, because your mic is now rubbing it against your shirt. Just clip it to your shirt, like up here, like the way, just, yeah, that way. Or clip it onto the other side of your badge holder. Yeah, there you go. Clip that way. There you go.
Okay.
Much better.
Okay.
All right. So we look at verse 1, Ezekiel 3, verse 1.
Ahora vemos Ezequiel 3, versículo 1.
You see the words, eat this scroll,
Podemos ver aquí, come este rollo,
where it's the same reference that we have in Revelation.
donde se está refiriendo también en Apocalipsis.
And in verse 3,
Y en versículo 3,
we see that Ezekiel ate the scroll and it tasted sweet as honey.
y podemos ver que Ezequiel comió de este rollo y era dulce como miel.
So you have the reference point of what now God is saying in the book of Revelation.
Ahora podemos ver aquí lo que Dios está hablando en el libro de Apocalipsis.
Because in Revelation 10, verse 9,
Porque en Apocalipsis 10, versículo 9,
the Lord said, eat this scroll.
el Señor está hablando sobre este librito o rollo
It'll taste sweet in your mouth.
que va a saber dulce como la miel.
Then in Revelation 10, verse 11,
Y Apocalipsis 10, versículo 11,
he said, then go prophesy to peoples.
dice, habla con el pueblo, profetiza.
But in Ezekiel 3,
Pero en Ezequiel 3,
the Lord said to prophesy.
el Señor dice, ve a profetizar.
And why was he wanting him to prophesy?
¿Y por qué es que el Señor quería que Ezequiel profetizara?
Because these people were hard-hearted,
Porque esta gente, el pueblo, era duro de corazón,
obstinate, 3:7 at the end of the sentence.
obstinada.
Okay, and then in verse 9,
Y en el versículo 9,
the Lord says these people are hard as a diamond.
que son fuertes como un diamante.
Why would the Lord say your heart is hard as a diamond?
¿Por qué el Señor diría que tu corazón es duro como un diamante?
Is that going to be a good thing or a bad thing?
¿Acaso eso va a ser bueno o malo?
It's going to be a very bad thing.
Va a ser una cosa muy mala,
Because your heart is supposed to be a heart of flesh.
porque tu corazón debería de ser de piel.
Okay? This is what the Lord is saying to us here.
Esto es lo que el Señor nos está diciendo aquí.
So now you understand the reference in Revelation 10.
Ahora podemos ver qué se están refiriendo aquí en el Apocalipsis 10.
Let's go on to slide number 8.
Vamos a la página 8.
All right, does anybody have any questions about Revelation chapter 10?
¿Alguien tiene preguntas sobre Apocalipsis capítulo 10?
Revelation 10, anybody got any questions? Just put your hand up on the net there.
¿Alguien?
My niece is typing. Can somebody, Tristan, please put the link back up?
No, the thing is,
Just put it up again for her. Wanda, did you have a question?
No, thank you.
All righty then. All right, we're going on to Revelation chapter 11.
Vamos a continuar con Apocalipsis 11.
We'll see if we could power through a chapter in one night.
Vamos a ver si podemos acabar el capítulo aquí.
All right, moving on to slide number 9. Revelation 11, verse 1 and 2.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 1 y 2.
Let us know, Lenise, if that link has been removed. Because if it is, I'll just re-upload it. And if everybody's... Has everybody else gotten the PowerPoint? All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause the recording here. And I'm going to upload it again.
Okay. Voy a tomar una pequeña pausa aquí.
1 second, everybody. I don't know why it's saying removed. It's ridiculous. One second. It shouldn't be there. Well, that's weird. All right. One second, everybody. Gotta be. Send. All right, let's get this straight. All right, let me do this. Hey, 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna put it up in the window in a moment. Oh, when there was coconut bars sitting next to you. 1 second, it's coming.
Un segundo, por favor.
Un segundo, yo soy.
So,
Soy. Talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Cuando le sacan el mount to him, that what you call the saying to the I wonder what's gonna happen tonight.
We'll know in a couple hours.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Hey, I'm gonna send it in the Manjaris area? Guess not. Hey, I'm gonna send it to I'm gonna send it to Wanda. Wanda, then you paste this up in that whole. Maybe will I be able to do the whole group? Yeah, I think I will. All right, I'm gonna paste it up here. There we go. Hey, everybody see that now? Somebody go click on that thing and make sure you can download it and let me know before we start back up. Okay? Are you able to download it, Consuelo? Or Wanda? Somebody
Yes, I did, Rabbi.
You download it? Got it? All right, cool.
Got it. Thank you.
No problemo. All right, everybody's got it? All right, it's up on the screen. Yippee, yappy, and yahooey.
Ok, vamos a continuar.
Okay, because I'm going to sign out on this computer. All right. Now, we are on Revelation chapter 11. We're on slide number 9.
Estamos en la página 9,
We're going to read Revelation chapter 11, verse 1 and 2.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 1 y 2.
I was given a measuring rod like a stick and told, get up and measure the temple of God and the altar and count how many people are worshiping there. But the court outside the temple, leave that out. Don't measure it, because it has been given to the Goyim, and they will trample over the holy city for 42 months. We're first going to focus on verse 1
Primero vamos a enfocarnos en el versículo 1
and the measuring rod.
y la caña,
Yes, Mary?
una vara de medir.
Isn't it in Ezekiel 48?
Well, let's see. Let's see if Mario's at Ezekiel 48.
Vamos a
Mario's
ver.
got some game there, man.
Vamos a ver si
Look up Ezekiel, chapter 15.
All right, let's see. Measuring rod. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 40.
Ezequiel, capítulo 40.
Slide number 10, please. There are some very, we're actually going to read, I believe, from verse 1 through 20.
Vamos a leer del primer versículo hacia el 20.
Ezekiel chapter 40, verse 1 through 20.
Ezequiel, capítulo 40, versículo 1 al 20.
In the 25th year of our exile, at the beginning of the year, on the 20th day of the month, this was the 14th year after the city Jerusalem was struck. It was on that very day that the hand of Adonai was on me, and he took me there. In visions, God brought me into the land of Israel and put me down on a very high mountain, on it toward the south. It seemed that a city was being built. That is where he took me. And there in front of me was a man whose appearance was like bronze. He had flax cord and a measuring rod in his hand. And he stood in the gateway. The man said to me, Son of man, look with your eyes, hear with your ears, and pay attention to all the things I'm showing you, because the reason you were brought here is so that I could show them to you. Tell everything you see to the house of Israel. Then he said to me, in the north and south rooms in the front of the separate yard are the holy rooms where the Kohen approached Adonai with an especially holy thing. This area will put these especially holy things, and guilt offerings, for the place is holy. When the Kohanim come, they will not go out of the especially holy place into the outer courtyard. Rather, they will leave the clothes they use when ministering, because they are holy. They will put on other clothes, and only then approach the areas permitted to the people. After he had finished measuring the inner house, he brought me out by the way of the gate facing east and measuring the whole area. He measured the east side with a measuring rod. It was 875 feet by the measuring rod. He measured the north side. It was 875 feet by the measuring rod. He measured the south side. It was 875 feet by the measuring rod. He turned to the west side and measured 875 feet with the measuring rod. He measured its four sides. It had a wall around it, and it was 875 feet long, 875 feet wide. Thus a division was made between what was holy and what was common. Okay, so here we are tying together this prophecy of Ezekiel
Aquí vamos a interlazar esto con Apocalipsis,
with what we just read in Revelation 11, verse 1.
con lo que leímos en Apocalipsis versículo 1 del 11.
The key to this is when you go back to Ezekiel 40, verse 1.
La clave aquí es cuando regresen a Ezequiel 40 versículo 1,
Okay, and it talks about the exile
y habla sobre el cautiverio.
in the 25th year of our exile.
En el año 25 de nuestro cautiverio.
Okay, so Israel was not a nation,
Así que Israel no era una nación.
Babylonian exile,
Estaban aquí en el cautiverio babilónico,
and it talks about something happening in the beginning of the year.
y habla sobre eventos que pasaron al principio del año, el primer año.
Now, on the 10th day of the month,
Del día 10 del mes.
what is something that happens in the beginning of the year on the 10th day of the month?
¿Qué es lo que pasa en el primer año al 10º día?
Angry birds stand up?
That would be Nisan, the 10th of Nisan, or the 10th of Aviv, the Lamb.
The lamb. Okay, because the new year is not during the 7th month.
Porque el año nuevo no es durante el séptimo mes.
So here, the day you bring the lamb to your house,
Y así, aquí podemos ver cuando traen el cordero en su casa en el 10º día del mes.
Ezekiel is being shown this prophecy.
Ezequiel se le ha enseñado esta profecía.
Get stuck during. So then he is given this measuring rod in his hand.
Así que se le ha dado esta vara para medir.
So then you look back at a Revelation 11 verse 1.
Y luego podemos ver lo que está escrito en Apocalipsis 11, versículo 1.
This is what's starting this chapter,
Esto es lo que está empezando este capítulo.
an exile,
Un cautiverio
the beginning of the year, Passover time,
al principio del año, durante la Pascua,
the day that we bring the lamb to our home.
el día que traemos el cordero a nuestro hogar.
And then you also look in Revelation 11 verse
Y
1,
luego vemos en Apocalipsis 11, versículo 1,
the words worshiping there,
la palabra adorar allí,
because you're going to count how many people are worshiping there.
porque vamos a ver cuánta gente está adorando allí.
Once the temple is up,
Cuando el templo ya esté construido,
all the men of Israel are required to be at the temple 3 times a year.
todos los hombres de Israel son requeridos que estén en el templo 3 veces al año,
During the 3 times of the Moedim.
durante tres de los días festejos.
Okay, so this understanding is starting the chapter.
El entendimiento está empezando el capítulo.
A rebuilt temple,
Un templo reconstruido,
the Lord's holy day,
los días festejos del Señor,
not a church holy day,
no un festejo de la iglesia,
or holy days made by rabbis.
o días festejos hechos por los rabinos.
This gives you that thought of what is going to happen next.
Esto te da un pensamiento de lo que está a punto de pasar próximamente.
Once again, it's very important
Una vez más, es muy importante
to understand
para entender
that this vision was given to an angel from Yeshua
que esta visión se le fue dada a un ángel de Yeshua
to show to Yochanan, a Jew,
para enseñarle a Juan, que es un judío,
who is not reading the book of
que
Romans
no está leyendo el libro de los
or
romanos
Corinthians.
o corintios.
He is a man who walked with Yeshua for 3.5 years.
Es un hombre que caminó con Yeshua por 3 años y medio.
So you must have that mentality
Así que tenemos que tener ese pensamiento
when you are reading the next parts,
cuando estás leyendo las próximas partes,
because it's going to get ugly in this chapter.
porque la cosa se va a poner muy terrible en los próximos capítulos.
And the reason is because what we learned in the previous
La
chapter,
razón es porque lo que aprendimos en el capítulo previo,
because our hearts were not of flesh but of like diamond.
pero porque nuestros corazones no eran como de piel, pero sino de diamante,
And diamonds are the hardest substance known to man.
y el diamante es una sustancia más fuerte que se ha conocido.
So when the Lord says your heart is like a stone, that's not as bad as him saying your heart is like a diamond.
Así que cuando el Señor dice que tu corazón es de piedra, no es como eso de diamante.
Okay? So also remember,
También hay que acordar,
when you're studying the book of Revelation,
cuando estamos estudiando el libro de Apocalipsis,
you must go sequentially.
debes de tomar los capítulos en un patrón o secuencia,
Because if you don't go from chapter 1
porque si no tomas lo que fue escrito en capítulo 1
and then you try to start reading chapter 11
y tratas de comenzar en el capítulo 11
without your Hebraic background,
sin ese entendimiento hebreo,
you don't understand what is being said here.
no vas a conocer lo que se está diciendo aquí.
All right, now let us look at, let's go back to Revelation 11.
Vamos a Apocalipsis 11,
We are on slide number 12.
estamos en la página 12.
We are now going to read verse 2 and focus on verse 2.
Ahora vamos a leer el versículo 2 y enfocarnos en ese versículo.
But the court outside the temple, leave that out. Don't measure it, because it has been given to the Goyim, the nations. They will trample over the holy city for 42 months. Okay? Trampling is not a positive word. I don't know where that it's in verse 2.
Hollarán, cuando se ha dicho hollarán la ciudad santa, esta no es una cosa buena.
But the key here is that 42 months,
Pero la clave aquí más grande es esa de 42 meses.
or what is 42 months?
¿Qué son 42 meses?
3.5 years.
Oh, yeah.
You're on slide number 12.
I was thinking of 12 hours. I was like, wait a minute, that's 24 hours.
We're going to get to 24 later.
Oh, forget it.
Not keep it Sutherland. Okay. All right. 42 months.
42 años, que es el equivalente a 3 años y medio.
Okay. Now let's move on to slide number 13
Ahora vamos a continuar con la página 13.
and turn to the book of Daniel.
Vamos al libro de Daniel,
Daniel chapter 7, please.
capítulo 7, versículo 21 al 26.
Anybody learning anything tonight?
¿Alguien ha aprendido algo esta noche?
All right.
Amén.
Amen. You learning something there, Consuelo? Amen. Did you learn anything Saturday with the wedding?
Not good.
Alrighty. Daniel chapter 7, verse 21 through 26. I watched, and that horn made war with the holy ones, and was winning, until the Ancient One came. Judgment was given in favor of the holy ones of the Most High. And the time came for the holy ones to take over the kingdom. This is what he said. The fourth animal will be a fourth kingdom on earth. It will be different from the other kingdoms. It will devour the whole earth, trample it down, and crush it. As for the 10 horns out of the kingdom, 10 kings will arise, and yet another will arise after them. Now he will be different from the earlier ones, and he will put down 3 kings. He will speak words against the Most High and try to exhaust the holy ones of the Most High. He will attempt to alter the seasons and the law, and will be handed over to him, and the holy ones will be handed over to him for a time, times and a half a time. For when court goes into session, he will be stripped of his rulership, which will be consumed and completely destroyed. First, let us look at verse 21.
Primero vamos a ver el versículo 21.
I watched, and that horn made war with the holy ones and was winning. Okay, so this demonic being,
Así que esta persona o
demonical,
diabólica,
okay, he is winning.
él está ganando,
He is destroying people.
él está destruyendo gente.
This is not just in Israel.
Esto no es solamente en Israel.
Look at verse 23.
Vamos a ver el versículo 23.
This is what he said. The fourth animal will be a fourth kingdom on earth. It will be different from the other kingdoms. It will devour the whole earth, trample it down and crush it. Not just the Middle East,
No solamente el Medio Oriente,
not just Europe.
no solamente Europa,
It will be the whole earth.
va a ser toda la tierra.
This is what is transpiring and getting ready to happen in our lives.
Estos son los eventos que están pasando hoy día y lo que es próximamente en pasar.
And how does he do this?
¿Y cómo es que puede hacer esto?
Because our hearts are like diamonds.
Porque nuestros corazones son como diamantes.
People are walking away from the church.
El pueblo se está alejando de la iglesia.
There is no true leader in the body at all.
No hay líder verdadero en el cuerpo.
You have the leader of the Catholic Church,
Tienen el líder de la iglesia
but
católica,
there's no other true leaders anymore.
pero no hay líderes verdaderos ya.
Even, like a Billy Graham the guy's like 900 years old.
Hasta un Billy Graham que tiene 900 años.
And then you got the Rick Warren character. He's going and having things with the Islamists.
Y tienes a este personaje, Rick Warren, que tiene cosas con los musulmanes.
And then we saw the report where the evangelical children, the Pentecostal children, they're walking away.
Y
The Baptist children.
tenemos este reportaje de los adolescentes, de los pentecostés y de todas estas iglesias que están alejándose de Dios.
So you see that this horn is making war with the holy ones.
Así que podemos ver que este cuerno está haciendo guerra contra los santos,
He's devouring the whole earth.
está devorando toda la tierra.
And now if you look at verse 25,
Ahora si miran el versículo 25,
he will speak words against the Most High
hablará
and
palabras
try to exhaust the holy ones of the Most High. He will attempt to alter the seasons and the law, and the holy ones will be handed over to him for times and a half a time. Time is 1, times is 2, so plus 2, so that's 3 and a half a time.
Ok, el tiempo
Time.
es 1,
Times is plus 2,
tiempo es 2,
it's a plus 2. It's like 1 plus 2,
1 más 2
then a half a time.
y medio tiempo,
3 and a half years,
3 años y medio,
42 months.
42 meses.
Pretty fascinating, huh?
Muy fascinante, ¿verdad?
Okay, so eventually when court goes into session, it says
Eventualmente, cuando resuma el juicio,
this Satanistic character
este personaje satánico
will be stripped of his rulership.
se le quitará su reino.
But this is after horrible things have happened.
Pero esto es después de que cosas muy horrendas hayan pasado.
Think of the Holocaust on steroids.
Piensa como un holocausto, como el holocausto en esteroides.
And you know the horrible things that occurred with the Holocaust.
Y podemos ver las cosas horrendas que pasaron sobre el holocausto.
Because without man, without God,
Porque sin Dios,
man is evil.
el hombre es malvado.
And you saw the things that the Nazis did to other human
Y
beings.
podemos ver lo que hicieron los nazis con otras seres vivientes.
That any person who knew God
Que cualquier persona que conocía a Dios
would never, ever, ever do to another human being.
nunca haría lo que los nazis hicieron con los seres humanos.
So when this is occurring,
Así que cuando esto está ocurriendo,
you see that the devil is able to overcome the holy ones.
podemos ver que Satanás va a arrebatar con los santos.
Okay, courage. So you see what's happening in Daniel chapter 7.
Así que podemos ver lo que está pasando en Daniel capítulo 7.
So let's go on to the next slide. And you also see another reference here,
Y podemos
at the bottom of the
ver,
slide.
bajo la página donde se está refiriendo, esta referencia.
Is also Daniel 12.
También es Daniel capítulo 12.
We're not going to go to that.
No vamos a ir ahí.
I wanted to also go to slide 14.
Vayan a la página 14 en la pantalla.
This was an email I got today from another ministry
Este es un correo electrónico que recibí de otro ministerio
to talk about a couple of conferences that are going on,
de hablar sobre conferencias que están pasando
to show you how we're going to get to this part of Revelation.
para enseñarnos de cómo vamos a llegar a esta parte de en Apocalipsis.
There is a university called Bethel University in St. Paul, Minnesota.
Hay una universidad llamada Bethel en St. Paul, Minnesota,
Okay? And they're having a reconciliation studies
y están teniendo estudios de reconciliación
that is pro-Palestinian,
que son
pro-Palestinian,
pro-Palestinian,
mhm,
que son están juntándose con los palestinos,
pro-peace,
que son para la paz
and
y que
pro-Jesus.
son para Jesús.
You didn't hear them say pro-Israel.
No oyeron que se haya dicho que eran para Israel.
I guess they must have missed those 7 blessings of Genesis 12, verse 2 and 3.
Yo creo que ellos se les pasó donde tienen las 7 bendiciones, el pueblo de Israel.
And then if you go to slide 15,
Y si continuamos en la página
well, I just wanted to say something. Actually, slide 14 again still.
página 14,
There was another, you can read it on the slide. All right, go to slide 15.
ustedes pueden leer eso ahí en esa página. Vamos a la página 15.
Now let's go to Daniel chapter 8,
Ahora vamos a Daniel capítulo 8,
verse 20 to 26.
versículo 20 al 26.
Once again, remember it was a librarian who put the chapters and the verses in.
Vamos a entender que fue alguien encargado de las escrituras que pusieron estos capítulos en
When
orden.
Daniel was writing this prophecy, he didn't say, oh, chapter 8, verse 20.
Cuando Daniel estaba escribiendo esta profecía, él no puso capítulo 8, versículo 20.
So let's see what happens with this horn.
Así que vamos a ver qué es lo que pasa con este cuerno.
We're going to look at verse 20 through 26.
Vamos a ver el versículo 20 al 26.
You saw a ram with 2 horns, which are the kings of Media and Persia. The shaggy male goat is the king of Greece, and a prominent horn between his eyes is the first king. As for the horn that broke and the 4 which rose up in its place, 4 kingdoms will arise of this nation, but not with the power the first king had. The latter part of their reign, when the evildoers have become as evil as possible, there will arise an arrogant king skilled in intrigue. His power will be great, but not with the power the first king had. He will be amazingly destructive. He will succeed in whatever he does, and he will destroy the mighty, and the holy ones. He will succeed through craftiness and deceit, become swelled with pride, and destroy many people just when they feel the most secure. He will even challenge the prince of princes, but without human intervention, he will be broken. The vision of the evening and the morning which had been told is true, but you are to keep the vision secret because it is about days in the distant future. So first, let's look at verse 26.
Vamos a ver el versículo 26.
The vision of the evening and morning which had been told is true, but you are to keep the vision secret because it is about the days in the distant future. Okay, so what did we read in chapter 10?
¿Qué es lo que leímos en el capítulo 10?
About sealing these things up, Yochanan was not to write them down
Sobresellando estas cosas
because they were hidden.
porque son escondidas
They were
por el
hidden in the Old
momento.
Testament,
Son escondidas en el Antiguo Testamento.
as we're seeing in verse 26.
Como podemos ver en el versículo
26.
26.
Now, if you look at verse 23,
Ahora si vemos el versículo 23,
in the latter part of the reign, when the evildoers have become evil as possible, there will arise an arrogant king skilled in intrigue. Okay? Evil as possible. Yeshua talks about days unparalleled
Yeshua habla sobre días nunca visto,
because the whole world has hearts of diamonds.
porque todo el mundo tiene un corazón como un diamante.
So evil as possible.
Así que es malvado. Let me see how is it written here. Muy malo, el mundo es muy malvado.
Okay? The other part about this in verse 23,
Y la otra parte de este versículo 23,
the king will be skilled in intrigue.
el rey va a tener entendido en enigmas.
That means he's not going to take it by power, he's going to take it by his tongue.
Eso significa que no lo va a tomar sobre poder, con su poder, pero sino con su lengua.
Okay? Then we see in verse 24,
Y ahora vemos en el versículo 24,
he will be amazingly destructive, he will succeed in whatever he does, and he will destroy the mighty and the holy ones. So you see, in this end time passage,
en esta escritura de los postreros días,
you're not seeing that the holy ones are raptured out.
podemos ver que los santos no son raptados.
He will destroy these holy ones,
Dice que va a destruir a estos santos,
which is not so bad because you're in heaven.
que no es tan malo porque van a estar en el cielo,
But if you're not dead,
pero si no estás muerto.
I mean, you look at North Korea.
Vamos a ver al Corea del Norte.
Many of them wish they were dead
Muchos quisieran estar muertos
because they're starving to death,
porque están pasando hambres,
they're living in horrible conditions.
están viviendo en condiciones horrendas.
If you're a believer.
Si tú eres un creyente,
So here we're seeing all this happen in front of our eyes.
así que podemos ver que todo esto está pasando enfrente de nuestros ojos.
Let's go to slide number 16,
Vamos a la página 16 ahora,
which ties together with Revelation 11 verse 2,
que interlaza con Apocalipsis 11, versículo 2,
talking about trampling over the holy city for 42 months.
que habla sobre hollarán la ciudad santa 42 meses.
Now look at Daniel chapter 11 verse 31.
Ahora vamos a ver a Daniel,
11, verse
capítulo
31.
11, versículo 31.
Daniel 11 verse 31.
Daniel 11, versículo 31.
Yeshua talks about this in Matthew 24 verse 15 and 16.
Yeshua habla sobre este tema en Mateo 24, versículo 15 y 16.
See, armed forces will come at his order and profane the sanctuary and fortress. They will abolish the daily burnt offerings and set up the abomination that causes desolation. You have to understand Hanukkah
Tienes que entender Hanukkah
to understand what is being said here.
para poder entender lo que se está diciendo aquí.
Because you have to read the book of Maccabees, this history book,
Porque tienes que leer ese libro de los Macabeos, que es un libro histórico,
to understand Antiochus Epiphanes. Antiochus Epiphanes.
para entender a ese emperador
Antiochus Epiphanes.
Antiochus Epifanio,
To understand
para poder entender
this abomination that causes desolation,
esta abominación desoladora
which is tied together with the 42 months.
que está conectado con esos 42 meses.
Now turn to Daniel chapter 12,
Ahora vamos a Daniel capítulo 12,
verse 7 through 9.
versículos 7 al 9.
The man dressed in linen who was above the water of the river raised his right and left hands towards heaven and swore by him who lives forever that it would be for a time, times, and a half, and that it will be when the power of the holy people is no longer being shattered, that all these things will end. I heard this, but I couldn't understand what it meant. So I asked, Lord, what will be the outcome of all this? But he said, go on your way, Daniel, for these words are to remain secret, sealed until the time of the end. You understand that the time of the end is Revelation 11:2.
Tenemos que entender que el fin del tiempo es
Of Revelation 11:2.
es Apocalipsis 11 versículo 2,
Because in Daniel 12:7,
porque en Daniel 12 versículo 7
you have the 42 months.
tenemos esos 42 meses.
Time, times, and a half.
Tiempo, tiempos y la mitad de tiempo.
Time is 1
Tiempo es 1,
plus times 2,
más tiempos son 2
then half.
y luego mitad,
42 months.
42 meses.
So you see what is going on here.
Así que podemos ver lo que está pasando aquí.
But without your Hebraic roots,
Pero sin esas raíces hebreas,
you can't even begin to fathom what is being said here in Revelation 11 verse 2.
no puedes entender lo que se está diciendo en Apocalipsis 11 versículo 2.
Because in verse 1, we see the third temple because it's being measured.
Porque aquí vemos en el versículo 1 que está hablando sobre el templo porque ha sido medido por las medidas.
So you see how everybody's seeing how it's all being put together here?
Ahora podemos ver cómo el rompecabezas se está tomando forma aquí.
Let's ask some questions.
Vamos aquí, vamos a-
Wanda, what do you think? You seen this all put together? Wanda? I don't because I'm not there. All right. Well, let's see here. Ellen, are you seeing everything being put together here? Is it all coming clear and in focus now?
Yes, that's it, yes. A book, this was a book that I tried to stay away from, but we've been studying, I'm just falling in love with it. And you know how God is calling us back, and I'm just glad to be a part of it, that I'm really getting into the Hebrew understanding. It's so sad that everyone on whom is congregate, really, there's no messianic, everything over there, you know. I just wish I could have someone to come and teach my people, you know. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. All right. Jessica Castiano, how are you this evening?
Good, Rabbi.
Are you learning something tonight here?
It's very interesting. I'm astonished right now.
All right. Consuelo, what have you learned this evening? You and Maribel, what have you learned this evening? Consuelo, you can translate for her.
Well, she just came in from work, so she's trying to catch up.
What have you learned, Consuelo?
what you were saying before, I was actually reading this past few days about the 400 years of silence, and it would actually talk about the Maccabees and all that stuff. And it also said that Daniel was one of the last that wrote anything before Joshua came. Is that included in all of that?
Repeat what you just said. I didn't understand it. Was Daniel one of the last writers?
Yeah, because I was reading this past few days about the 400 years of silence between the Old Testament and the New Testament. And I was reading that during those times, Daniel was the last one that wrote anything about what's going to happen in the future and even now.
He's not the last one. I mean, you have Malachi. That's the last one before the silent period.
Okay. I see. No, but it's very interesting, and I was talking to my mom this morning. It's very scary that we're probably going to live through all that says in Revelation and in Daniel. It's just scary.
That's why we got to do our job. Everybody's got to not just tithe their money, but tithe their time. We got to, the Lord said, He'll raise us up, and we can do things and not save the world, but push things back if we do our job.
Si hacemos nuestro trabajo, tenemos que dar de nuestro tiempo y de nuestro dinero. Y el Señor ha dicho que nos va a dar tiempo si hacemos nuestro trabajo.
Amen. Let's go one more person. Hey, Ruach Ranch, would you like to add your 2 shekels into tonight's discussion? All right. I guess there's just silence. All right. Well, let's move on to slide number 17.
Bueno, vamos a continuar con la página 17.
Slide 17, Revelation 11, verse 3 and 4.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 3 y 4.
Did you want to add something, Ranch? I'll give you that 10-second delay. I guess. Oh! All right. 11, Revelation 11, chapter 11, verse 3 and 4.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 3 y 4.
Also I will give power to my 2 witnesses, and they will prophesy for 1,260 days dressed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 menorahs standing before the Lord of the earth. So we're going to focus here on the 2 olive trees.
Vamos a enfocarnos aquí en esos 2 olivos
that we find in verse 4.
Que encontramos en el versículo 4.
So let's go see the 2 olive trees.
Vamos a ver los 2 olivos.
Where is this one, Mario?
Daniel? No.
Okay.
Zechariah, maybe.
What is Lisa saying? I can't see it, Tristan. I only have Alright, so we'll let you go on this. Okay, let's go on to slide 18.
Vamos a la página 18.
Zechariah 4. Zechariah 4. We're going to look at verse 1 through 14. Slide number 18.
Página 18.
Zechariah 4, verse 1 through 14.
Zacarías 4.
We're looking at the 2 olive trees as our focus.
Versículo 1 al 14.
Zechariah 4, verse 1 through 14. Got it there one? Or you got to go to the index? Should be after Ezekiel. Zechariah 4, verse 1 through 14 says, "And the angel that had been speaking with me returned to arouse me, as if he were making some if he were waking someone up from being asleep. And he asked me, "What do you see?" I answered, "I've been looking at a menorah. It's all gold, with a bowl at its top, 7 lamps on it, and 7 tubes leading to the lamps at its top. Next to it are 2 olive trees, one on the right side of the bowl and the other on its left." I then asked the angel speaking with me, "What are these, my Lord?" The angel speaking with me said, "Don't you know what these are?" I said, "No, my Lord." Then he answered me, "This is the word of Adonai to Zerubbabel, not by force and not by power, but by my spirit, says Adonai Sevaot. What are you, you big mountain before Zerubbabel? You will become a plain, and he will put a capstone in place as everyone shouts, 'It's beautiful, beautiful.'" This message from Adonai came to me. "The hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house, and his hands will also finish it. Then you will know that Adonai Sevaot sent me to you. For even someone who doesn't think much of a day when such minor events take place will rejoice in seeing the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel. So these 7 are the eyes of Adonai that range about all over the earth." I replied by asking him, "What are those 2 olive trees on the right and the left side of the menorah?" Then I asked the question again, "What are the 2 olive branches discharging gold, colored oil through the 2 gold spouts?" He replied, "Don't you know what they are?" I answered, "No, my Lord." He said, "Those are the 2 who have been anointed with oil. They are standing with the Lord of all the land." So we look back at verse 3.
Vamos a ver el versículo 3.
Next to it are the 2 olive trees, one on the right side of the bowl and the other on its left. So you see, this is what Yochanan was being shown with the Revelation scripture.
Así que vemos que esto fue lo que se le fue enseñado a Juan en Apocalipsis.
Okay, in Revelation 11 verse 4.
En Apocalipsis 11, versículo 4.
Okay, so you have to get the reference of where we see the 2 olive trees.
Así que tenemos que tener esa referencia a esos 2 olivos.
You see in verse 7,
Vemos el versículo 7.
a mountain that becomes a plain.
Vemos aquí un gran monte que es reducido a llanura.
How's that going to happen?
¿Cómo es que va a pasar esto?
Big, big, big earthquake.
Va a ser un gran terremoto.
Just a little note about earthquakes.
Una nota sobre terremotos.
For the last 3 weeks,
Las últimas 3 semanas
there has been over 5.0 earthquakes going on all over the planet.
ha habido terremotos de magnitud 5.0 sobre todo el planeta.
There was at least a dozen 5.0 or higher earthquakes today.
Hubo como una docena de terremotos con la magnitud de 5.0 o solamente hoy día.
Mario.
Yeah, it kind of remind me of what Yeshua said. He's going to split up the Mount Olive in half.
We're going to get to that.
Oh, no, that was jumping ahead. So.
In verse 6, Zechariah 4, verse 6,
En Zacarías 4, versículo 6,
then he answered me, "This is the word of Adonai to Zerubbabel, not by force, not by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord." Oh, says Adonai. I'm doing my Joel Chernoff impression there. All right, so here you're seeing the power of the Lord going to do something.
así que vemos aquí el poder de Dios que va a hacer algo.
In Revelation 11:3,
En Apocalipsis 11, versículo 3,
you see the 2 witnesses.
podemos ver los 2 testigos.
Okay, this ties together with Zechariah 4.
Esto interlaza con Zacarías 4.
You know, they're spouting the oil of the Lord. There's gold.
Este oro,
Verse 12, 4:12, if you look at 4:12, Zechariah 4:12.
Zacarías 4:12,
What are those two olive branches discharging gold through the two gold spouts?
Okay, ¿qué significan las dos ramas de olivo? Que por medio de los dos tubos de oro vierten de sí aceite como oro.
So you see the levels of things going on here.
Así que podemos ver los niveles,
The measurement of the third temple.
midiendo el tercer templo,
The offerings that are going on.
las ofrendas.
The goyim trampling it for 42 months.
Los goyim, las naciones, hollarán la ciudad.
The two witnesses.
Los dos testigos,
The two olive trees.
los dos olivos,
The hearts of stone. Hearts of diamond.
los corazones de diamantes.
Now you see Zerubbabel will become, this mountain will become a plain.
Ahora en Zorobabel podemos ver que la montaña será reducida a llanura.
Ariel.
Is this sort of in the timeline of Yeshua's birth in Matthew 1? No, it's in one of the names in Yeshua's
Lineage?
lineage. Yeah. I just checked it.
But Zorobabel?
Yeah. I just checked it just now before.
It's one of the 24 names.
Yeah.
Es uno de los nombres, 24 nombres del lineaje de Yeshua.
We'll get to that in a minute too,
Oh, okay.
if we get to the end of the chapter.
Ok, sí, vamos al final. Okay.
All right, let's go to slide number 19.
Ok, vamos a la página 19.
Now we get deeper. People get ready for all wonderful things to start happening.
Ahora llegamos a algo profundo aquí, que todas estas cosas fascinantes están pasando,
Because our hearts are like diamond.
porque nuestros corazones son como diamantes.
Revelation 11, verse 6.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 6.
They have the authority to shut up the sky so that no rain falls during the period of their prophesying. Also, they have the authority to turn the waters into blood and to strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they want. So first, let us look at the word no rain.
Okay, así que primero vamos a ver que no llueva.
Okay? We're going to focus on no rain.
Vamos a enfocarnos en que no llueva.
Slide number 20.
Página 20.
Let us turn to 1 Kings chapter 17.
Vamos a Primera de Reyes,
Because this also ties together with the 3.5 years of no rain,
porque esto conecta también con esos 3 años y medio sin lluvia,
or 42 months,
o 42 meses,
or times and a half a time.
o tiempos y mitad de tiempo.
And the Chargers wish that they didn't have that second half of time last night.
Y lo-
It was Peyton Manning time. All right, 1 Kings chapter 7. I didn't watch the game of this, so I heard the highlights. 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 1. Eliyahu from Tishbe, an inhabitant of Gilad, said to Achab, as Adonai, the God of Israel, lives, before whom I stand, there will be neither rain nor dew in the years ahead unless I say so. So we get the reference from James, from the Talmud James, or Yeshua's brother Yaakov.
Aquí tenemos como referencia
Talmud.
Santiago.
Santiago.
Santiago, el hermano de Yeshua,
Okay.
es Jacob, James.
Okay, in chapter 5,
Santiago.
verse 16 through 18.
Ok, Santiago 5, versículos 16 al 18.
That no rain fell for 3 years, 6 months,
Que no cayó lluvia por 3 años y medio,
42 months.
42 meses.
Okay, so the other thing about Eliyahu,
Otra cosa de Elías,
his name means Yahweh is my God.
su nombre en hebreo significa Yahvé es mi Dios.
Okay? So he was a prophet that was speaking the words of the Lord.
Así que vemos aquí que él era un profeta que estaba hablando las palabras de Dios.
And he was, so here you tie this together with the two witnesses
Así que podemos conectar con esos dos testigos
who have the ability to shut up the sky with no rain.
que tienen esa habilidad, de poder cerrar el cielo.
Juan? Pregunta?
No, I was just noticing that Eliyahu and Netanyahu is very
Netanyahu means gift of God.
very similar. Eliyahu, Netanyahu. Wow.
Nancy, you got a pregunta? Okay, so you see how this is all tying together?
So, let me ask you a question, Rabbi. Do you think that these two witnesses are going to have names that are very similar to Eliyahu? Like, do you think it's going to,
They're going to be Jews, absolutely.
but something connected like you see Eliyahu there, where the prophets are going to be named like.
There's not a lot of information about these two prophets.
No hay mucha información sobre estos dos profetas.
I don't teach reincarnation.
No enseño la reencarnación.
There are some schools of thought out there which is not a Jewish thought or a God thought.
Hay muchas enseñanzas fuera que enseñan este tipo de.
There are some Christians that teach that it's Enoch and Eliyahu.
Oh, wow.
Elisha, I mean.
Hay muchos cristianos que piensan que son estos dos profetas son Enoch
Because
y Eliyahu,
they never died.
porque ellos nunca murieron.
Those singular people were raptured.
Esos personas fueron raptadas.
Okay? I think these two will be Messianic Jews,
Yo pienso que estos dos testigos van a ser judíos mesiánicos,
Torah observant Messianic Jews.
observantes del Torah, que son judíos
And Connor and
mesiánicos.
Tristan, no.
Connor y Tristan.
They will know the Torah of God, because as we get into the next parts,
Ellos van a conocer el Torah de Dios.
and as we go to slide 21,
Y
let's
como continuamos en la página
I'll show you
21,
why.
te enseño por qué.
Revelation 11 verse 6,
Apocalipsis 11, versículo
slide 21.
11, versículo 6, página 21 en la pantalla.
They have the authority to shut up the skies so that no rain falls during the period of the prophesying. Also, they have the authority to turn the waters into blood and strike the earth with every kind of plague as often as they want. All right, so waters in the blood, what does that bring up to mind?
El agua en la sangre, ¿qué es lo que trae esto en mente?
Mario?
Shemot and the plagues.
And the plagues. It says, strike the earth.
Dice
11:6. End of the sentence.
herir la tierra.
Tristan, could you go over there and tell him we got to stop the laps? And do push-ups.
That's released.
Strike the earth. We know that Moshe struck the earth with his staff.
Sabemos que Moisés con su vara hirió la tierra.
Okay, and then we have every kind of plague as often as they want.
Y ahora tenemos cualquier plaga, la que quieran.
So let's go to these references.
Así que vamos a ver a dónde se están refiriendo estos.
Slide number 22, please.
Página 22,
Exodus 7, Shemot 7, verse 19 through 25.
Éxodo 7, capítulo 7, versículo 19 al 25.
Exodus 7, verse 19 through 25.
Éxodo 7, versículo 19 al 25.
We're on slide number 22.
Estamos en la página 22.
Adonai said to Moshe, say to Aaron, take your staff, reach out your hand over the waters of Egypt, over the rivers, canals, ponds, and all their reservoirs, so that they can turn into blood. There will be blood throughout the whole land of Egypt, even in the wooden buckets and stone jars. Moshe and Aaron did exactly what Adonai had ordered. He raised the staff and, in the sight of Pharaoh and his servants, struck the water in the river, and all the water in the river was turned into blood. The fish in the river died. The river stank so badly that the Egyptians couldn't drink its water. There was blood throughout all the land of Egypt. But the magicians of Egypt did the same with their secret arts, so Pharaoh was made hard-hearted and didn't listen to them, as Adonai had said would happen. Pharaoh just turned and went back to his place without taking any of this to heart. While the Egyptians dug around the river for water to drink because they couldn't drink the river water, 7 days after Adonai had struck the river. Okay? So you see in verse 20
Así que vemos en el versículo 20
that they struck the water in the river, and all the water of the river was turned into blood.
que golpeó el agua y fue convertido en sangre.
That Pharaoh just like said, "Psh, you know, my guys could do this too."
Que el faraón dijo, oh, pues mis magos pueden hacer esto igual.
So you see what's going to be happening in the end.
Así que podemos ver qué es lo que va a pasar en el final.
That these plagues are going to be reoccurring.
Que estas plagas van a ocurrir otra vez.
And this is our reference point.
Y esto es nuestro punto de referencia.
Now let's go to Revelation, back to Revelation.
Vamos a otra vez a Apocalipsis.
We're going to look at Revelation 11, verse 7 and 8.
Vamos a ver el versículo 7 y 8.
Revelation 11, verse 7, 8 on slide 23. I'll get it.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 7
Papa
y 8.
John's.
En la página 23.
Revelation 11, verse 7 and 8. When they finish their witnessing, the beast coming up out of the abyss will fight against them, overcome them, and kill them. And their dead bodies will lie in the main street of the great city, whose name, to reflect its spiritual condition, is Sodom in Egypt, the city where the Lord was executed on the stake. So you know that Yeshua was put on the cross right outside of the city of Jerusalem.
Así que sabemos que Yeshua fue puesto en la cruz fuera de Jerusalén.
We're looking at the spiritual condition of Jerusalem.
Estamos viendo la condición espiritual de Israel
during this time.
durante este tiempo.
It's not a city of love and shalom
No es
and worship of the Lord.
No es una ciudad que tenga amor, paz, shalom o adoración al Señor.
It is like Sodom and Egypt.
Es como Sodoma y Egipto.
So let's go see what Sodom and Egypt is like.
Así que vamos a ver cómo fue la condición de Sodoma y de Egipto.
So that, yes, Mary.
This is all homosexuality and all those things. Egypt is idol worship. Is it?
Well, let's go see.
Vamos a ver.
Slide number 24.
Página 24.
We're going to have 3 references.
Vamos a tener 3 referencias.
The first one, we will go to Genesis 13, verse 13.
Primero vamos a ver
Genesis 13, 13.
Génesis 13, versículo 13.
Slide number 24. That's in the beginning. Yeah.
Génesis 13, versículo 13.
Now the men of Sodom were evil, committing great sins against Adonai. So now the Revelation scripture,
Ahora, esa escritura en Apocalipsis,
the spirituality of Jerusalem at this time,
la condición espiritual de Israel en este tiempo,
because the Goyim have overrun the city,
porque los Goyim han
have trampled.
Have trampled. Porque los Goyim han hollado la ciudad.
Okay? For the 42 months,
Por esos 42 meses,
now it's leading to this next part.
ahora eso está llevándonos a esta parte,
Where they're committing sins against the Lord.
donde están cometiendo muchos pecados en contra del Señor.
Now turn to Genesis 19,
Ahora vamos a Génesis 19,
verse 24 to 26. Genesis 19,
versículo 24 al 26.
verse 24 to 26. Then Adonai caused sulfur and fire to rain down upon Sodom and Gomorrah from Adonai out of the sky. He overthrew those cities, the entire plain, all the inhabitants of the city, everything growing on the ground. But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a column of salt. So two things going on here.
Así que dos cosas pasaron aquí.
If the Lord is saying that this city Jerusalem has become at this point like Sodom,
El Señor está diciendo que Israel en este punto se ha hecho como Sodoma.
then the Lord then rained fire down on Sodom,
Entonces el Señor llovió fuego sobre Sodoma
because of homosexuality and other equally bad sins.
por la homosexualidad y otros pecados grandes.
But then Lot's wife looked back when she was not supposed to.
Pero también vemos a la esposa de Lot que miró hacia atrás.
Now let's look to our third reference here, Jeremiah 23, verse 14.
Y ahora vamos a ver nuestro tercer referencia, que es Jeremías capítulo 23, versículo 14.
Jeremiah 23, verse 14.
Jeremías 23, versículo 14.
Jeremiah 23, verse 14. But in the prophets of Jerusalem I have seen a horrible thing. They commit adultery, live in lies, so encouraging evildoers that none returns from his sin. For me they have all become like Sodom, its inhabitants like Amorah. So what we need to look at here
Así que lo que tenemos que ver aquí,
is it's not only homosexuality.
que no es solamente homosexualidad,
It is adultery.
es adulterio,
What is one of the biggest things plaguing Christianity today?
que es una de las cosas más grandes que plaga el cristianismo,
Is adultery.
es adulterio,
Because people are getting divorced.
porque la gente se está divorciando.
The other thing that's plaguing Christianity
Y otra cosa que está como plaga en el cristianismo
and is encouraging evil doing.
es apoyando la maldad.
And why do I say that?
¿Y por qué digo eso?
I say that because you're not doing what Messiah did.
Porque no estamos haciendo lo que el Mesías hizo,
But Paul says,
sino la iglesia siempre dice, pero Pablo dice,
I
pero
don't
Pablo
care
dice, pero
what
Pablo
Paul
dice.
says.
A mí no me importa lo que dice
he
Pablo.
is not God.
Él no es Dios.
He met Yeshua, he heard Yeshua.
Él conoció a Yeshua, él escuchó a Yeshua.
Okay? The disciples are possibly
Y él por cosas más.
okay. I'm not saying that his writings are not from the Lord. I'm saying you're misunderstanding them.
No estoy diciendo que Pablo no escuchó las palabras del Señor, sino que hay un mal entendimiento sobre las cartas que él escribió.
Because remember, this is a Jewish book
Porque acuérdense que este es un libro
to a
hebreo
God that never changes.
a un Dios que nunca cambia.
He's not going to tell one people one thing and something totally different to a stepchildren.
No le va a decir a un pueblo una cosa y a otro pueblo otra cosa totalmente diferente.
Okay? So you have to have that in mind when reading this.
Así que tenemos que tener ese entendimiento cuando estamos leyendo esto.
Now let's look at the Egyptian part of it.
Ahora vamos a ver la parte egipta de
Slide
esto.
25.
Página 25.
Because the Lord said Jerusalem has become like Sodom and Egypt.
Porque Yeshua, I'm sorry,
In Revelation,
en
it
Apocalipsis,
said that Jerusalem has become like Sodom
Jerusalén,
and Egypt.
Jerusalén se ha convertido como Sodoma y Egipto.
So let's look at Exodus, Shemot chapter 1,
Vamos a ver a Éxodo capítulo 1,
verse 12 through 14.
versículo 12 al 14.
Exodus 1, verse 12 through 14.
Éxodo 1, versículo 12 al 14.
But the more the Egyptians oppressed them, the more they multiplied and expanded. It sounds like the Cassiano home. Until the Egyptians came to dread the people of Israel and worked them relentlessly, making their lives bitter with hard labor, digging clay, making bricks, all kinds of field work, and in all the toil they were shown no mercy. So with the overrunning of Jerusalem by the Goyim
Así que aquí, cuando entran los Goyim en Jerusalén,
for 42
por
months,
42 meses,
3.5 years,
3 años y medio,
times and a half a time,
tiempos y mitad de tiempo,
they are working Israel, the people, the holy ones, relentlessly.
ellos están oprimiendo,
What's their 13?
están oprimiendo a los hijos de Israel.
Okay? And we didn't have a Sabbath when we were in bondage in Egypt.
No teníamos día de reposo cuando estábamos en Egipto.
The people of North Korea, the Christians of North Korea,
Los-
they don't get Sabbaths.
Los cristianos en el Corea del Norte no pueden mantener ese día de reposo.
Okay, now let's turn to Psalm 78,
Ahora vamos a ver el Salmo 78,
verse 43 to 51.
versículo 43 al 51.
Psalm 78,
Salmo 78,
verse 43 to 51.
versículo 43 al 51.
Did Julio ever pop on?
No, I just never did.
Oh, well, no, don't. No, I just wanted to say.
No.
Psalm 78, verse 43 to 51.
Salmo 78, versículo 43 al 51.
He has displayed his signs in Egypt, his wonders in the region of Zoan. He turned their rivers into blood so they couldn't drink from their streams. He sent swarms of flies which devoured them and frogs which destroyed them. He gave them their harvest to shearer worms, the fruit of their labor to locusts. He destroyed their vineyards with hail and their sycamore figs with frost. Their cattle too he gave over to hail and their flocks to lightning bolts. He sent over them his fierce anger, fury, and indignation and trouble with a company of destroying angels to clear a path for his wrath. He did not spare them from death. He gave them over to the plague, striking all the firstborn of Egypt, the firstfruits of their strain, and the tents of Ham. So you see, when the Lord is saying you become like Egypt, this is not a good thing.
Así que cuando dice el Señor que te has convertido como Egipto, esto no es una cosa buena.
And these plagues will come next.
Y estas plagas van a seguir.
All right, let's move on to the next slide.
Vamos a la próxima página.
All right, slide 26, Revelation 11,
Página 26, Apocalipsis 11,
verse 9 through 11.
versículo 9 al 11.
Okay, we'll stop after this one. Revelation 11, verse 9 through 11.
Apocalipsis 11, versículo 9 al 11.
Some from the nations, tribes, languages, and peoples see their bodies for 3.5 days, and do not permit the corpses, this is talking about the witnesses, to be placed in a tomb. The people living in the land rejoice over them. They celebrate and send each other gifts, because these two prophets tormented them so. But after 3.5 days, a breath of life from God enters them, and they stood up on their feet, and great fear fell on those who saw them. All right, so here we're going to focus once again on verse 9.
Así que aquí otra vez más vamos a enfocarnos en el versículo 9.
3 and a half days.
3 días y medio.
And then in verse 10,
Y luego el versículo 10,
they celebrate and send each other gifts because the two prophets tormented them so.
celebran porque estos dos profetas los atormentaron.
So everybody's happy because these two guys are dead.
Así que todos están regocijando porque estos dos hombres fueron matados.
Now, if that's not demonic, I don't know what is.
Ahora, si esto no es demónico,
Oh, I'm rejoicing because you're dead.
no sé qué es.
Okay, so now, see, most of the body doesn't follow the Lord's Moedim.
Mucho del cuerpo del Mesías no sigue los días festejos de Adonai.
So tonight we've learned about the building of the temple, and that was in the first month on the 10th day, the measurement.
Así que hemos aprendido sobre las medidas del templo y sobre el 10º día del primer mes.
We've studied how important the holy days are.
Hemos estudiado qué tan importantes son los días festejos de Dios.
Tonight we've also looked at the abomination that makes desolate.
También hemos visto la abominación desoladora.
Okay, and that is the study of Hanukkah,
Y ese es el estudio de Hanukkah,
a prophetic holy day.
un día profético.
Now we have a key here.
Ahora tenemos una clave aquí.
3 days
3 días
plus people sending presents to one another.
y gente regocijando y mandándose regalos a uno al otro.
But most people that don't follow their Hebraic roots could not even fathom to understand this.
Pero muchos que no siguen la palabra o el pensamiento hebreo no pueden conocer, no pueden reconocer
Let's
eso.
go to slide 27. It'll be our last part this evening.
Vamos a la página 27,
And turn to the book of Esther,
vamos al libro de Esther,
chapter 4.
capítulo 4.
A prophetic I'm calling it a holy day, a prophetic an end time appointed time.
Quizá un tiempo para los finales del tiempo.
And why we recognize these days?
¿Y por qué reconocemos estos días?
Because they are important for the end of time.
Porque es importante.
Esther chapter 4 verse 15 through 17.
Esther 4, versículo 15 al 17.
Esther had them return this answer to Mordecai, go assemble the Jews to be found in Shushan, and have them fast from me, neither eating nor drinking for 3 days, night and day. Also I and the girls attending me will fast the same way. Then I will go to the king, which is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. Then Mordecai went his way and did everything Esther had ordered him to do. Now, you're saying, well, that only says 3 days. I understand.
Bueno, ahí dice 3 días, yo entiendo.
But you understand that it's part of this if you turn to Esther chapter 9.
Pero podemos ver que esto es, podemos conectar eso con Apocalipsis si vamos a
Esther 9,
el capítulo 9 de
verse
Esther,
22.
versículo 22.
This is the only time in all of Scripture
Esta es la única vez hallada en las Escrituras
that we see people sending gifts to one another,
donde vemos que la gente se da regalos uno al otro,
except for the reference in Revelation.
excepto aparte de la referencia en Apocalipsis.
To commemorate the days on which the Jews have obtained rest from their enemies, and the month which for them was turned from sorrow into gladness, and from mourning into a holiday. They were to make them days of celebrating and rejoicing, sending portions of food to each other and giving gifts to the poor. That's the only time in the Old Testament
Esta es la única vez que se puede ver esto en el Antiguo Testamento,
that we have sending gifts to one another.
que mandan regalos uno al otro.
So you see what is being talked about in Revelation 11.
Así que vemos aquí lo que se está hablando en Apocalipsis 11.
Jeffeder?
Even though it only says 3 days, it says after 3 days she would go to the king. So you would still have that fourth day is when
Half a
she
day.
went. So there's the 3.5 days.
En que eso Jennifer dice, después de sus 3 días. Después de sus 3 días, Esther fue con el rey, que pasó en el cuarto día.
Yeah, I agree with your point totally. It didn't say 3.5 days.
Yo estoy de acuerdo de tu punto, pero de tu punto de vista.
But with the
pero
reference
no
of
dice.
chapter 9,
Pero aquí con la referencia del capítulo 9,
verse 22,
versículo 22,
you know that it's pointing to Purim.
podemos ver que esto está llevándonos al festejo de Purim.
So I would look towards the end of the winter.
Así que yo estoy viendo que esto pasa, this is happening, esto pasa
Yes,
después del invierno,
where the two prophets will be dead for 3 days,
donde los 2 profetas van a estar muertos por 3 días
and then Jehovah will breathe life into them,
y Jehová respirará vida en ellos
just like he breathed into Adam.
como lo hizo con Adán.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
Raspberry.
So you see why we commemorate Purim and Hanukkah.
Así que por eso podemos ver que conmemoramos Hanukkah y Purim,
And why it's important to understand the Lord's days.
y por qué es tan importante de conocer los días del Señor.
Like if somebody could find me December 25th in the Bible, I'll be more than happy to do it.
Si alguien me puede hallar diciembre 25 en la Biblia, yo lo haría.
But I do see Yeshua celebrating Hanukkah in John 10:22.
Pero yo miro a Yeshua que celebra Hanukkah en Juan capítulo 10 versículo
And
22.
here in Revelation, we're referencing the book of Esther.
Y aquí podemos ver que se refiere al libro de Esther.
Mario.
Yeah, I could reference to Jeremiah that talks about not to bring things like that to your house.
What, Jeremiah 10.
Yeah, that's why I could reference not to do December 24.
Absolutely. All right, let's pause for questions.
Vamos a pausar, tomar una pausa para preguntas.
All right, Wanda, are you there? Are you watching?